Hi everyone, I'm Renee. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this Father's Day cake. I'd like to thank JORD for sponsoring today's video. They make these gorgeous natural wood watches. The detail is just beautiful. I love that they're all natural wood, not stained, but just cured with an oil treatment. This is the Dover series with the zebra wood and dark sandalwood. It's a men's watch, but I think it's gorgeous. JORD has generously offered to sponsor a giveaway, so one of you could win $180 in store credit, plus free shipping and free sizing. So go ahead and look in the description box below. There'll be a link. You can go ahead and click to get your entries in. This giveaway will be open until June 11th. If you want to just go ahead and order for Father's Day, there's also a coupon code down below, so you can get $25 off your order. Now let's get started with this adorable Father's Day cake. I have this saw clip art that I blew up. I had to print it on 2 pieces of paper and tape them together to make it large enough to fit my 9x13 cake. I also have a cake board here. I'm going to flip it over because I'm going to trace my template, and I want to do that on the back side. I'm also going to flip my template, otherwise I'll end up with a mirror image. So I'm just going to trace around the back of this clip art onto the cake board, and then I'll cut it out. When the board is completely cut out, I'm going to use buttercream on the top of this cake board and attach it to my cake. Here I have a 2-inch tall 9x13 chocolate cake. I'll have a link to my recipe for chocolate cake down below. This is actually going to be the bottom of the cake, but I'm going to use this board as a template to cut the shape of my cake. Pull away the excess cake, and you can use this to make cake pops or another cake project, or pop them in the freezer until you need them. Now we can flip the cake over so we're working with the top of it. Crumb coat the cake to seal in all those crumbs. I'm actually using my Swiss meringue buttercream, and I added crushed Oreos to it to make a cookies and cream frosting, so that's why you see the little chocolate pieces. If you're looking for my Swiss meringue buttercream recipe, I'll have that linked down in the description box below. Now set this in the refrigerator so the crumb coat can chill. Now add a final layer of buttercream and then smooth that out. On the toothy side of the saw, be sure to use a little spatula and define those little ridges. Let the cake chill again so this buttercream is hard. The cake is chilled, so I cut out the hole in the handle of the saw on my template, and I'm going to place that on my cake and use a knife to mark the outline of this opening so I can cut out a little indent into the cake. Then use a little spatula and go back to add a thin layer of buttercream to the exposed cake. Cover the cake with gray fondant. You want to kind of tuck the fondant into the little hole of the handle and then smooth it on. If you need to, you can use a knife to poke a hole into this layer of fondant to smooth that down into the hole. Then continue smoothing the fondant around the cake. Just be sure when it comes to the ridges, you push the fondant and smooth it into the little grooves of the saw teeth. And if you need to, you can use a paintbrush or something thin to really smooth that fondant into each of the little ridges. Then just trim away that extra fondant. Then I'm using the paintbrush again to go in and make sure that the fondant is secured at the base of each of those ridges, and to go ahead and smooth out any imperfections that occurred when I cut the fondant. Use some water and brush it all over the handle area of the saw. We're going to use that as our glue to adhere the brown fondant, which we're going to lay right over and gently work that down into the hole from the handle. We don't want to cut it this time, so we're going to kind of gently smooth it down into that crevice. Now I cut out the whole handle from my saw template, and I'm going to use that kind of as a guide to trim the brown fondant in the shape that I want. The brown fondant should only stick to the areas where we brushed on the water, so you should be able to easily remove the excess. I rolled out a little bit of extra gray fondant, and I'm going to use this round coupler to cut out 3 little circles. You can use any round cutter that's about 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch wide, and these are going to be screws for the handle of the saw. I'm using just a little bit of water to attach these to the cake, and as I'm placing them, I'm kind of pushing them down with my finger to make them a little bit bigger because what I cut out was just a little too small for the scale of the cake. Using a knife, I'm just going to gently impress some score lines so this will look like the head of a screw. To make the blade of this saw look metallic, I'm going to dry brush on some silver luster dust. The one I have here is ColourPop's by First Impressions, and it is edible. I'm just going to dry brush on to give this gray fondant a nice metallic sheen. And to finish off this cake, I'm just going to pipe on a message with some blue royal icing. This whole cake was inspired by a plaque I saw that said "the best dad I ever saw" as a pun, so that's what I'm going to write out here. And that's it. I think this cake is so cute and perfect for Father's Day and pretty easy to put together. And I think this watch would be a great gift for Dad. Don't forget to check the description box for the link to enter to win $180 in store credit, and you'll also find the coupon code for $25 off. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And again, thank you yoad for sponsoring this video, the giveaway, and offering a $25 off coupon code to my viewers. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. See you next time.